of the things that is missing from the water policy, and something that has not really been highlighted also, is the role of the private sector in all of this.
Oh, very good. I'm happy you mentioned that.
So how do you see the private sector in this water issue now and maybe the next 20, 25, 30 years?
I think private sector is what? They are all the stakeholders of this country. Some will be the citizens of Pakistan, the others will be the investors. Investor will only make an investment if there is money coming as profits to them. But the question is that those of us who are taking the decision must realize that it is the public-private partnership that makes everything. You name it, and everything water related also we must do this. And I think, look at the hydel one. Now, not all the hydel dams has to be made by the government in the public sector, because government will never have enough money to make all the investment. Therefore, you invite. It's a question of controlling them. Haven't we invested in the thermal power, IPPs we talk about, right? Now, if there's something wrong they have done, then I think it's a totally different issue. So to say private sector may do corruption, I think there are corruptions in the government also. It's the corruption is the society which controls it. So therefore I say private-public partnership, which means they are all together in it, should be there. And I'll give you another example. We are all water, subject is water. 97% of the water is saline. The sea, oceans, only 3% is the fresh water. Out of that 3%, some are in the glaciers. We have luckily 7,250 glaciers in Pakistan, and then we have big sea coast. Now, out of that coast of Sindh and Balochistan, which is about 1,000 square kilometer, not square, 1,000 kilometer, we have all the. Now, out of that, if we have all the sea, there are two very important cities. We must not, sitting in Islamabad, we must not forget that the country we're talking about. Karachi is a mega city. It is the port, and the other big one, which is Sindh. The other one is Gwadar, which is Balochistan. These two big ports are on the ocean. Now, what are the people of Karachi, which is 10% of the population, which is about 22 million people, they reside there. Now, they will need water. Now, if the water has to be sourced through the river, another source that we need to exploit is the desalination plant. You'll be very happy to hear that we had one desalination plant installed in Karachi's Defense Society, and its name was Cogen plant. It was even inaugurated by the then President Musharraf at that time. He inaugurated it, and after that it went away. Today it's not, as we speak today, I checked yesterday so that if I don't make a statement, it's closed. Why? Because it was wrong supplier. And how many people of the decision makers and the implementers arrested? None so far that I know. And the chairman, when I was Defense Committee chair, we invited them, DHA, and they said we will put it all right. That was 2008. Today, after 10 years, it's still closed. So I think we need to make investment. If we cannot manage it, invite the desalination. Today, world's largest desalination plant is in Tel Aviv. The whole world has it. It is, Singapore is working on desalination. Why can't we? So there are these which are private sector will do it. Similarly for the river also. And the other thing that comes in is the inland navigation of the river water. You see, there is times you could go from Afghanistan to the sea. You can still do it. Technology is there. So how about using that and inviting the private sector? So I think private-public partnership very important. And in that, because then sky is the limit for the investment. And we need that. We need in this country. We don't need investment only for, let's say, industry, but for many other things. And water is the key. Thank you for reminding me of this.
If we were to have three strategies, short term, medium term, long term, with just one aim in each, or one thing that we need to do in the short term and then one in the medium and long term, what do you think would be the most important three things that we need to take up immediately?
Wow, this is a tough one, but I'll attempt. First is, again, I'll say the immediate losses that we need to plug in. Absolutely. In the short term. In the short term, we need to also and the long term, let me come to the long term, we must complete the dams which are needed, on which there's a national consensus. Damir Basha is one. I think, and it cannot be just by donations alone. We can try that, fine, it's moving. There has to be serious commitment of the country towards the water to be able to invest in that, number two. But in the middle, I think this is, you start now, you need to do this, is an investment. Investment is in infrastructure, because you have got the Indus River system, which is very old. It needs investment. You need in institutions, in research and development and education. Then you need not only infrastructure, institutions, but also in terms of information management. Now you saw the word management came. We really need to manage, and that is only a professional management. There should be, the cost should be allocated. Finally, I say, let's make the investment in water to make this country as a water culture, create a culture. And that reminds me that only on the 22nd or 23rd of March there's a World Water Day. So if that is there, what are we going to commit? Let the leadership come forward in all areas. Leadership doesn't mean political leadership. This is the wrong notion. Leadership in all the areas should come in and say, yes, water is our challenge. Water is something that is for not only for today, but tomorrow's younger generation which is coming, but also for the future ahead. So let us go to them, and it should not be forgotten that it should be management, should be coordinated management. That is something in the middle. If you do this between short term and the long term, and we communicate, then let me also tell you, we want to go to Afghanistan, we want to deal with Indus on India. They will have much better reliability if we have data which is openly done, and we have examples within our own country of the way we manage water. They will say, well, we can trust these people because they are open, they've shown it, and will be there. So it is not dividing the water, it is also the benefit sharing between the provinces and between the different countries of the world, of the region.